Ever spend an hour consuming content online, a framework, a summary, an expert book, and 2 weeks later, remember almost none of it? This is what understanding actually looks like. Not notes, not highlights, a map you can use. Most people never get here. Here is the problem. Consuming is not the same as understanding, and most people never figure out the difference. I am not a learning expert or a memory coach. I just kept finding frameworks I wanted to learn from, but nothing ever stuck long enough for me to actually use it. So I tried something different. 4 prompts in ChatGPT Canvas, and the third one is the one nobody talks about, and it is the one that actually changed everything. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to turn any content into a visual mind map that makes the ideas stick, see which concepts connect and which ones you are missing, and actually apply what you read the same night. I am going to show you the exact 4 prompts. The first thing most people do wrong is skip straight to summarizing. That is why nothing sticks. We build the structure first. This is prompt 1. No answers yet, just the structure. Watch. Canvas opens. 6 empty sections appear. Nothing filled in yet. This is the frame. Now we fill them. Prompt 2 is 1 line. Fill this frame using whatever you want to learn. Today I am using StoryBrand. Tomorrow you can use anything. I copy the StoryBrand summary from the website, paste it in, hit send, watch what comes out. It is not summarizing it. It is structuring it so your brain can actually hold it. Look at the core question. How can I use StoryBrand to clearly position my message so people take action? I did not write that question. ChatGPT found it inside the framework. 5 key nodes: character, problem, guide, plan, call to action. The whole framework in 5 concepts. Not 10 pages of notes, 5 clear connected ideas. Most people who read this book cannot name these 5 things a week later. After this prompt, you will remember them because you can see how they connect and look at the relationships. Character has a problem. Problem needs a guide. Guide provides a plan. Plan builds trust. Trust enables action. The entire framework in 5 lines. And the action layer. Not just what the framework says, but what it means for you. What to do right now. But this is only half the method. Prompt 3 is the one most people skip, and it is the one that gives you a personal diagnosis instead of a generic answer. And prompt 4 turns everything into a permanent visual system you can use every day. That is where it gets interesting. Most people would stop at prompt 2. They would screenshot the knowledge graph and forget it by morning. But there is one more step that changes everything. This is where you stop learning about the framework and start learning from it. Look at the action layer. Not just what the framework says, what it means for you, what to do next. This is already useful, but prompt 3 makes it personal. Prompt 3, you describe your specific situation here, your struggle, your side hustle, your product, your content, whatever you are trying to solve right now. ChatGPT applies the framework rules directly to your problem, not a general answer, a diagnosis, your direction. I type my real situation. You fill in yours, then hit send. Watch what comes out. It is not giving generic advice. It is running the StoryBrand rules against my specific situation, finding exactly where I am breaking them. Problem 1. You are the hero, not the viewer. I had been making content about my system, my prompts, my method. The viewer thinks, so what? How does this help me? ChatGPT found that inside my own situation. And then this line. They do not subscribe for tools. They subscribe because they want to become someone who understands things clearly. I had been missing that for months. That is not a content tip. That is a direction. Specific to my situation, based on a framework that has worked for over 1 million businesses. When I saw that, I knew exactly what to change. 10 minutes. Months of confusion cleared. Same prompt. Your situation, your answer. But there is one more step. Prompt 4 makes it permanent. One important thing. The color version only works if you include the emoji circles in your prompt exactly as I show you. Without them, Canvas produces the same structure in plain text. Both work. The color just makes it easier to read at a glance. Watch what happens when I hit send. The structure starts forming in real time. 3 zones, clean layout, flow arrows between them. The red zone. Look at what it found. These are not generic mistakes. These are my mistakes, specific to my situation, specific to how I have been communicating. And when you paste your situation into prompt 3, it finds yours, not someone else's problems. Yours, the yellow zone. This is the fix. Based on my situation, ChatGPT used the StoryBrand rules to tell me exactly what to change, who my audience really is, what problem they actually have, how to position myself as the guide instead of the hero. And the green zone. This is what my message looks like after applying the fix. One clear line. Feel overwhelmed and forget everything you learn. I help you turn that into clarity using AI. 4 prompts, and I had a clear message I could actually use. I went from reading an article online to understanding the framework, to a personal diagnosis, to a permanent visual map in under 10 minutes. That is the difference between consuming content and actually learning from it. Here are the 4 prompts, exactly as I used them. You can run this tonight on anything you are trying to learn. Prompt 1 builds the empty frame. You run this first. Do not skip it. Prompt 2 fills the frame. Just paste whatever you want to learn. Anything works. Prompt 3 makes it personal. Replace my situation with yours. That is the only change you need to make. Prompt 4 makes it permanent. Include the emoji circles exactly as shown. That part matters. Do not screenshot the prompts right now. I already put them in a free kit in the description. Formatted and ready to paste. Download it and run this tonight instead of saving it for later. That is the shift. You stop being someone who collects content and forgets it, and you start being someone who actually uses what they learn. I want to be honest with you about something. I did not build this method because I am a learning expert. I built it because I kept reading things and retaining nothing. I just never actually understood any of it well enough to use it. This method changed that. Not because ChatGPT did the work, but because prompt 3 stopped being about the framework and became about me, about what I needed to do next. But once you have the map, how do you actually make the ideas stick in your brain? I made a whole video showing exactly how. I use 4 steps, analogies to make complex ideas feel familiar, visual maps to see how everything connects, self-testing to find exactly what you understand and what you do not, and spaced review so you never forget it. Go watch it next.